SMEs are the backbone of the Philippine economy. Unionbank has laid down the groundwork for creating an ecosystem helping businesses through an integrated user experience connecting key stakeholders in the ecosystem. SMEs can now have immediate access to financial service providers, points of sale or POS, accounting, inventory, human resources, tax and payroll services, supply chain management, and providing business communities and engagement in B2B and B2C marketplaces. In building that ecosystem, Unionbank Globallinker was born. It's an online platform with social networking capabilities that help SMEs manage and grow their businesses. On their first year of launch, they already have 33,000 SMEs signed up in the platform. Their promise: to become a one-stop hub for business owners. 4 pillars. Network with potential partners and suppliers from a global network of SMEs. Engage with thought leaders and create your own topics for discussion. Avail exclusive deals and offers from business solutions that will help aid an SME's business. Create a DIY e-commerce shop, linker.store.
I think one major role that Globallinker plays is its ability to create a digital platform that for business growth. It's a huge help because it provides for an avenue where businesses can interact, learn, and at the same time expand their networks.
But as a social media platform, Globallinker helps build the community of SMEs and link them to the right markets, suppliers, financiers, and advisors.
I've actually established a contact in Philippines who is interested in my product, and we are working on ways how we can do that. So hopefully, it materializes.
The future of the SME sector in the Philippines is endless. With fintech, business growth can accelerate by breaking down barriers, setting up important connections, and moving daily activities. Success is definite. It's just waiting to happen. The growth of SME filters to all levels of the Philippine society. This sector employs more than 60% of Filipinos. So many lives will be transformed with the success of SMEs. Unionbank Globallinker will be there to make it happen.
Hi, magandang araw. Welcome to the 14th episode of the Bounce Back 2021, Time to Shine, the practical coaching series. So I'm Miles. I'll be discussing the leverage in the social media and social marketing. So hope you enjoy and you learn one or two from the things that we do to be able for our target market to know how to find us and how to be able to capture our network. So I would like to welcome you to this practical series. I'll be sharing this information. Let's get ready and hope you can have. This is just a very simple or ways that we do in the social media marketing or the digital marketing and how to get those sales. So let's get ready and in the drawing board. So in this presentation, first it's like a cooking. You have to know what are the things that you have for you to be able to do the task or your goal. In the preparation, we always talk, in this particular coaching series, I'll be discussing who to serve, target market. You have that in your mind. What do they need or want that you have and that you can offer? So, and the next thing that we have to think about is, well, of course, there are a lot of seller platform, social media platform. Where will you put them, or where will you serve this? It could be your Facebook page. Of course, that's one thing, it's free. Lazada, Shopee, Resellee, own website, and other selling platform. So let's talk about this numbers that matters. Specifically, the reason why we do this is we aim for some numbers that will, we keep on chasing the numbers. First is you have to study and get insight in your past ads, posts, or content. It's like being an OCD and learning what went wrong, which one is effective. Second is, in the past practical coaching series, they've been discussing about impressions. Now, when I went into this impression, I tried to understand all the variables that could affect this impression, because sometimes which is really very relevant that could give impact to you. Then I give foremost attention to the time where most impression happen. So I keep on, when you have your Facebook, when you post something, there will be some numbers, and checking on those numbers that will give beneficial information on you. On our side, I pay attention on the numbers, and I have observed that BTS, or that's what they commonly known it, or it's behind the scenes. I tend to see that there are more numbers and reactions when I post content that are focused on behind the scenes. But it depends on your product. Some of my products also are giving more impressions or reactions to my target market if it's manicured, or these are curated photo post content. You can use your iPhone that will basically give you more emphasis on the angle of your product or the one that you would like to share. So next in this is sharing is earning. What we have in mind is why choose you? And the question, why not choose you? Well, if you have a very particular, if you're in the 90s or the 80s, do you remember those small sari-sari store with this Chinese owner that every time you buy a sardines, they will give you some free tomato or an onion? That particular sharing is just a piece of, it could catch your profit, but it's just very minimal. But the tendency is you create some impression to your client. So we will proceed on how to leverage on these numbers. So what you see here is how do we do the sharing is earning. This is how we practice it basically. And well, I would like to thank Resellee, the Unionbank, for giving this opportunity that I could share some insights to you. And I hope you can have an input and you can practice it on your own. So I'll just go directly on what we do. So I'll just use some markings to identify. So when I talk about sharing is earning, let's forget about more on I want to profit, I want to earn, but we want to think on the other side, who is receiving your item. So is it nice that when you receive something, there's some extra on it, and it gives or create a branding on your part? And another way is it gives you a leverage because, oh, this is something new. Nobody does it. But you'll just give something, a free item that's like 2 peso value or 3 peso value. By the way, I'm in, you might hear some motor passing by because I'm very much near along the street. So let's go on this. So our company, we do have the corporate, and I also have a sideline where I generate also another income to basically augment the funds that we have because of the operation. So what you can see right now is first talking about the sharing is earning. Well, I do have, well, people who knows me, I do have the Lazada. And I also venture into some other selling platform. I'm still studying also the Resellee because there's also a good insight on it. I started it during the pandemic, so it's about March, and from zero, I started to build. And the sharing is earning. Every time my customer buys something, I always give something a 10 peso for the amount that they purchase. And with that, it generates some feedback. I don't dictate them to give me some remarks, but I love that they created their own remarks in the platform. So one particular is they really like two things: the packaging, how it will be received, and second is the freebies. They more focus on the freebies rather than the product they bought. And because of this is what we commonly hear from the previous practical coaching series, the word add value. What does it really entails when you said add value? It's more on the quality of what it is that you offer. And when you give something free, it's sharing a little bit of your profit, just chopping it off. They really love it. And I think, who doesn't love free? Anybody would love to have some freebies on it. So sometimes I put something on it. So let's proceed on the next one. Okay, this is my corporate. Now, I guess most of you have this Facebook page, or in my case, I'm building up the Lazada, and also at the same time, you try to connect your page to whatever is your seller platform. So when we say you generate content, you create posts that will interconnect, cross-posting, and it will generate more of who you are in the social in the marketplace. So first is, if you notice, why did I choose? Well, I do have a dog. I hope you also love a dog. I in my insight, when I studied the numbers, people tend to react mostly of two things. It's either with the food and also with the dog. So must love dogs. So I sometimes use him as my ambassador or my model. And then from my personal content, I cross-posting it with our page. In that scenario, I started with it. And then if you notice, this is just very recent. So when we came up with the last mall, our product's just very low. But when I started posting this particular doggy that I do have, people tend to love it. Okay, where are we? There. So I'll just use my pen. You will find us in our Lazada, the IonTech Power product. So I interconnect them, the two. Next, how do you connect your buyer? Target market. So basically, you have in your mind who you want to sell your product. We have this mirroring that we call the mirroring. Is like, for example, you have a product and you are a certified reseller. Whatever they post, each of this, like on my side, the Gardenia, whatever they post, since you are a licensed and authorized to do it, you can repost it to your Facebook page. In that way, you build your credibility to your target market. So you establish who you are and your legitimacy and the authenticity of who you serve. And because of that, it starts to generate numbers. So I use whatever's the content, I just repost it in my Facebook page. In that way, the target market can establish the connection between the product that I'm selling. And another is, if you notice, in the second set, I like that too. We have this inkling with our friends that if we have something, we tend to replicate it. So in this set, you can see that people tend to like what they're doing, and they tend to, when I post it, people will give me messages how to buy it, where to buy it, how to get it. So in that way, it generates your numbers and it will boost your sales, and it gives you a more conversion. So we proceed on the next slide. I hope you get, and later I could entertain some of you. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. And I tend to like, if you do have questions, then I can pinpoint practical tips that you can navigate. Okay, I hope you're ready with this. Create your Facebook shop. Basically, the main focus of this is it's already free. You just have to navigate it. So here, when you go to your page, you click the more. And there in the more, you just click this, the edit tabs. And then afterwards, you will be diverted to what it is that you would like to do. You click this particular portion that you want to have a shop in your Facebook page. And the next, let's do your shop. Once you click it, you will be presented into the next page, and you focus first on the click. Okay, I have to find my cursor. This one, the business manager. So after you click the business manager, you will be directed to get started. So in this case, we're trying to create an ads or whatever it is that you want to content. The Facebook shop basically is a step-by-step navigation. Once you are done with clicking the get start, you will be directed to this, what it is that you want. Well, in your case, if you want to get more website purchases. So next, the next slide will guide you. This is in the previous practical coaches telling you how will you target or retarget your audience. So once you click it, you will be directed to this particular. You choose which audience you want. In my case, I navigate already what is the audience that I want to capture in this particular ads. And then you will be directed to get more website purchases. So if you do have this, you will have this use. In my case, in this sample, I tried to use a previous post. So you just click this, and then you will be directed to the next slide. In this particular, you will be given an option which one you want to choose. In this case, I choose those with lots of reaction. So I choose this particular, looking for voltage regulator made in Philippines. So you just click this use post, and then you will be directed to how it will look. In this case, since I'm interconnected my Facebook to Lazada, I use the hashtag nasa Lazada yan, and this will be the focus of the ads. And then you just click the next. Once you click the next, you will be asked the budget. You remember one of the practical coach said you don't have to spend much. In my case, I put a limit because I don't want to capture everybody. I just have a particular target audience. And in this case, 100 peso, 200 peso. In this case, I just put a daily budget limit. Sometimes it is lower because I'm just really navigating or putting specific to the target audience that I would like to see, for them to see my ads. And then you just click promote, and it will keep on running. Next time, you just have to be prepared with your email and then calls, because they will definitely make an inquiry on this. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, now, next thing is, it's quite a cliche when they say, PM mo na lang ako. But actually, in Facebook, you can use some portion in the Facebook page. Once you open, if you do have, you can try it out with your Facebook shop. You go to your inbox. When you click your inbox, in this case, I'll give you an example. You can use it as a documentation or really your platform of making the sales. When someone make an inbox to you, ask you how much and what's the product, you can choose the product. In the, I think you will see in the right side lower, add activity. You try to click it, and once you click it, you will be directed to this different option. So since you've been talking together with your client and he finally agrees to buy it, you just click this order place so it can be documented. Next thing that you will see in your screen is you will see this send order details. In this case, you just have to input what have you agreed. Of course, there's already a previous discussion with the client that you have. And then you just put your expected amount or agreed amount, and then you send it. In this case, you establish professionalism. Well, I'm into B2B, and sometimes also do it to my personal, individual online selling platform. So you just have to choose this and use it. It's free, and it gives you a leverage because you know what are the different functions of your Facebook shop. So creating and documenting sales, it adds up to you, and the person that's on the other side will definitely recommend you because it creates eligibility in terms of handling or transacting sales. Next, let's focus on, we've been hearing the add value. It's more on the thing, me too. The nanoculture, I learned it with my previous also coaches. I learned from them that since the pandemic, we try to be in our own community. And in our own community, we call it the tribalism. What your friends have or what he has eaten, you would like it also to eat. You want to experience. It's more an experience. And once you do that, you have to think what it is the product that you're offering, what add value you can do. Looks good, looks nice also on me, and it looks delicious. I want to try it too, and it will be like they'll be referring you, and then they will. I want also to try that. So that is the nanoculture. Whatever you offer, it adds value to them because they feel good. Also, that they feel good if they can also have that kind of experience. Now, in the pandemic, we also have this virtual networking. You occupy a space, claim it, work on it. Chasing the numbers, peso value that matters, it adds up to the sales. So you do the small efforts repeated day in and day out. This is my simple guide. I've been sharing it also with some of my network once we are exchanging ideas. When you do content, you can do it as a guide of what are the things that you do. So you do it, the small efforts day in and day out, and you establish your relationship with your target market. And this is my last slide. 5 is the number. I've learned when I was reading the practical book of Sir Jason, the 5-second rule, that when you want to do something, you count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you act on it so that your idea is still fresh and you do it. Another thing of the 5 is the number is the 5 times. When you have a target audience, sometimes when they see you once, they will not react on it. They will not buy from you. But then you try to follow or shadowing them. Like, I do have some that they made an inquiry 2 years ago, but they come back because they keep on seeing me and I be in all my content. Sometimes they tend to respond during the 5th times that they've seen it. So in that way, you can generate sales or build your relationship with them. So I'm happy that be able to share to you this simple guide that I practice. So basically, I always try to make it simple. It's an experiment. It's not a perfect formula. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's not, but it's up to you. How will you deliver it? So for any questions, once again, I'm really very thankful with the Union Bank and with Resellee. And I also would like to explore and navigate the platform, because all of us as an entrepreneur in this pandemic, we all want to add numbers, and don't just let people buy you because of something that you have, but it's just there's a very significant factor that you offer for them. So I would like to entertain first question. Who should set up and maintain my company's social media accounts? Okay, here's the thing. I do have this experience before I hired an agency, but it's quite expensive. But I really invested in that because I believe in the digital platform. It didn't. I did that, I think, 3 years ago. So this particular agency helped me how to do and posting. It didn't really give the result at first, but then it gave me an insight of what are the things that I have to focus on, and they guide me. And I'd never forget all the input that I learned from those particular agency. I do it. Nowadays, I'm doing it on my own. The reason why I show you some of the inputs that I gave you is right at the moment, limited on budget. I try to do it on my own. But if you do have another, or maybe you're also an entrepreneur, you have a business partner, an industrial partner, or a son or daughter who knows it, just try to navigate them on focus. You just play around with the social platform. There are functions that they're just there, but people tend not to know how to use it. And the reason why I'm doing it is sharing with you because, our company was lucky to be chosen from the Facebook Small Business Grant Program. And with that kind of ads credits that they gave me, I would like it to share because they were able to recognize the effort that I did, our company did, and I hope you can also do that. So basically, if you have budget, if I could save, I'll love to have another because it's quite too much information, and having someone that it's really a master of that craft is nice. But if you have a limited budget as of the moment, that's the reason why I share it with you. Try to do it on your own. Pag medyo mahirap na, there are other, I met in the Bounce Back community chat matrix. It's not costly, but I learned something. And from there, it's just like studying how they do it, and you try to do it on your own. Next question. I hope I answered your question. Should my company have a presence on all of the popular social media network? I'll go back to my slide. You have to ask to yourself, who is your target market? That is the very basic reason. You don't have to be everywhere. You just have to tailgate those person that you want to capture. Because if you're being available, or you just have to remember, add value. What is the purpose of seeing you in all the platform when they are not really into that product? So when I just go back to that particular slide here. When you do an ads, this is basically the reason of your custom audience. You just have to focus. In this case, I just use Lazada. If you have Resellee, you can also do that. It's strategic. You have to do it in a strategic manner. I hope I answered that question. Thank you for watching, Ma'am Andea. Thank you for Tagaytay for watching. Yeah, freebies. People really love freebies. I'll just go over with some of the comments, and I would like to acknowledge you for watching. Hello, watching from Singapore. I miss going there in Singapore. Yes, it's a very good place, and I learn a lot. Thank you so much. You're welcome. And I hope you also pick something and then you can put it in your own Facebook page. Thank you so much for the session. Very helpful. Well, it's just little things. I hope you also, it can add up to your thing. But, come up with the freebies. People really love freebies. It can be just a small candy. Okay, I have here. My name is Miles Ballestar. I do have Our B2B is iantech.com.ph. So we're focused in voltage regulator and UPS. There are a lot of competitors, but we try to leverage also. It is what it is that we are different from the different company. You can visit us, www.iantech.com.ph. You can find us in Facebook. You just type Iantech. And then also I do have my other online platform, the Cocina Milagrosa, and my Lazada, si Resellee. I'm basically in the online selling. Whatever I put there, I always seek an authority to sell, like the gardenia breads, where I do home delivery service. It's not just about buying the gardenia breads from me, but it's the service. It's bringing, and they don't have to go to the grocery. I can bring it to their homes. And also si Resellee, that is my Lazada shop. I also seek license authority to sell with Alfonso, Brandy, and also the red wines of Adega de Pegos. And basically, these are the things that augment. And for each and everyone, having another line of income can really help us augment the pandemic. We keep on chasing numbers. There are lots of financial obligations that we have to do, and these are the portion that will give or be beneficial to us. I hope you learned something, and that's it. Thank you for this opportunity. So before I end, I would really like to thank our corporate partners, because this will not be possible without them and this opportunity. They've given me this opportunity. Unionbank Globallinker and Resellee. Also, I would like to invite you on the next session of the Bounce Back at 21 Practical Coaching Series. Episode 15 will happen tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. And that's it. Thank you. Have a great week ahead.
SMEs are the backbone of the Philippine economy. Unionbank has laid down the groundwork for creating an ecosystem helping businesses through an integrated user experience connecting key stakeholders in the ecosystem. SMEs can now have immediate access to financial service providers, points of sale or POS, accounting, inventory, human resources, tax and payroll services, supply chain management, and providing business communities and engagement in B2B and B2C marketplaces. In building that ecosystem, Unionbank Globallinker was born. It's an online platform with social networking capabilities that help SMEs manage and grow their businesses. On their first year of launch, they already have 33,000 SMEs signed up in the platform. Their promise: to become a one-stop hub for business owners. 4 pillars. Network with potential partners and suppliers from a global network of SMEs. Engage with thought leaders and create your own topics for discussion. Avail exclusive deals and offers from business solutions that will help aid an SME's business. Create a DIY e-commerce shop, linker.store.
I think one major role that Globallinker plays is its ability to create a digital platform that for business growth. It's a huge help because it provides for an avenue where businesses can interact, learn, and at the same time expand their networks.
Well, as a social media platform, Globallinker helps build the community of SMEs and link them to the right markets, suppliers, financiers, and advisors.
I've actually established a contact in Philippines who is interested in my product, and we are working on ways how we can do that. So hopefully, it materializes.
The future of the SME sector in the Philippines is endless. With fintech, business growth can accelerate by breaking down barriers, setting up important connections, and moving daily activities. Success is definite. It's just waiting to happen. The growth of SME filters to all levels of the Philippine society. This sector employs more than 60% of Filipinos. So many lives will be transformed with the success of SMEs. Unionbank Globallinker will be there to make it happen.